So a lot of you guys have been asking me what has been my PvP SMG build to run in the Dark Zone for PvP. Well, this is it right here. If you guys want to see this, if you guys haven't seen this build before, well, this is something new to you. If you guys have seen it, well, you guys are watching it on this channel. So if you guys enjoyed this build that I'm about to show you right now, which I think is probably one of the strongest SMG builds in the game at the moment, and probably what you see and most people call the meta due to the fact that it has Lady Death involved. So if you guys want to see the full build, get ready because we're about to break this bad boy down. But as you guys are seeing, I'm taking these players on, and obviously I am not taking them on all at the same time. I'm using my environment, I'm using some of my natural PvP ability to kind of enhance this build. But at the end of the day, this build hits really hard, and that's the biggest thing about it. There's so much DPS, and with having some type of survivability in this build, you're able to pull off these manhunts. Maybe not every time, and maybe not every time you're getting focused, but if you can figure out how to separate enemies, you can definitely take them out. As you guys see here, that's exactly what I did to this team right here. I split them up, and then I was taking them out one by one. And even that one situation, I had two of them, but I was able to drop the first one down so quick that it technically was a 1v1. But yeah, we're gonna break this whole build down right here, and hopefully you guys are ready. So let's dive into it. So for the weapon, the primary weapon, yes, we have the meta Lady Death, 72,000 damage, 900 RPM. We have 15% SMG damage, 18% critical hit chance, and 6% damage to armor. It has Brief Freeze on there, and remember, each round fired consumes a stack, amplifying damage by 75%. In PvP, it's 60%. So this is an absolute monster. That's why this weapon is such a meta, because of the amount of damage you put out. That burst damage, there's nothing that can outburst heal it. So it's just that crazy. And for the secondary, I have the FAL right here with 93,000 total damage. This is for my medium to long range people running away. I put InSync on that for the additional 30% weapon damage when I have InSync proc. So it's an absolute monster to run as your secondary, and it's what I like to use right here. So we're gonna continue on with the build, and for the mask, we are running the Grupo Sombra mask with 15% critical hit damage. We have 170,000 armor rolled there. We have critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and then we have a 12% critical hit damage mod. Exactly how you want this piece. If we get into the chest, we are running the Sokolov chest with 10% SMG damage and 15% critical hit damage because we're running a two-piece. We have 12.8% weapon damage, critical hit chance, and then we have a 12% critical hit damage mod. For the talent, of course, Intimidate. While you have bonus armor, amplifies total weapon damage by 35% to enemies within 10 meters. And every single enemy is going to be within 10 meters with this build, unless they're running away. We get into the holster. The holster is the improvised holster. Now you have to craft this. I was lucky enough to get a god rolled one with 170,000 armor. So I was able to roll 12% critical hit damage on it. And then now I just have to optimize the critical hit chance that's at 4%. We also have 11.6% critical hit damage mod on there. So definitely can improve this build. And this build is already hitting like a tank. We go into the knee pads. The knee pads are the Foxpur knee pads. I actually bought these not too long ago from Miss Mendoza. We have 170,000 armor, 8% damage to targets out of cover, and then 10% critical hit damage. And that 8% is multiplicative. And what that means is it's one of the best in slots for any DPS builds. So if you're looking to put out a lot of damage, you might want to rethink your build. We go into the gloves. We have the contractor gloves, 170,000 armor, 8% damage to armor, and 12% critical hit damage. That 8% damage to armor is also multiplicative. And what that means is it's another best in slot for any DPS build. And then finally, the backpack, the second piece of Sokolov, allowing us to gain an additional 15% critical hit damage on this build. We have 12% weapon damage, 5% critical hit chance, 12% critical hit damage, 12% critical hit damage, and then adrenaline rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, you gain 20% bonus armor. And PvP, that's 10%. And this stacks up to 3 times, so I can have an additional 30% bonus armor against other player agents, which then is gonna proc Intimidate, which is gonna grant me that 35% damage. So It's just the perfect setup for an absolutely meta build. And that's why Adrenaline Rush, Intimidate, and the Lady Death are still meta to today. And this is how you can maximize on that meta. If we look at the stats, we have 57% critical hit chance, 196% critical hit damage, 70% headshot damage, 14% armor damage. Remember, we still have 8% damage to targets out of cover from the knee pads. And then we still aren't even fully maxed out on what this build could be. We could be at 60% crit chance and over 200% critical hit damage running this build. And this is with no buffs from our teammates. So if you add buffs from our teammates, and that's where this build gets insane. But what I'm gonna tell you guys now is never pick on a random solo guy in the DZ trying to gank him, because you never know when Skills is out there ready to defend the people. You know, I'm out here, these two rogues came out trying to destroy a random, this guy didn't even have a real build on. But don't worry, your boy, Nothing But Skills was there to save you. So at the end of the day, this is the meta, and it probably will be the meta for a long time until they buff, change the Lady Death, Intimidate, and Adrenaline Rush. Oh, did you think it was over? I found these kids, these little bullies, these guys who were trying to pick on this one guy, and had to show them what it feels like to get bullied. But this is the build, guys. This is the build that I was telling you guys about. That is still the meta, and probably will be the meta for some time to come. So if you're looking for an SMG build, this is probably going to be the build that you want to put together. I'm telling you, in group play, it just gets even crazier, especially when you start pairing a healer with this. And that's when you start to see those high numbers, you start to see that invincibility, you start to see that survivability, and even in solo play, this thing's a monster. So you guys already know what it does in group play. But yeah, what we're gonna do here, guys, we are gonna wrap up the video. I do want to say thank you guys again for supporting this channel as always. Remember, if you guys want to catch me live, check out us live on Twitch, twitch.tv/nothingbutskills. And as always, guys, I do want to say thank you guys for everything you guys do, always supporting me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. But until the next one, I will see you guys around. Nothing But Skills is out. Take it easy, everybody.